What is good, everyone? Welcome to part 2 of the RNB Masterclass. Today we're going to be going over drums, what kind of sounds you're going to want to use, where you're going to want to place your drums for R&B type beats. We're also going to be going over mixing, as well as how you should be arranging your beat to get artists to want to actually be on your beats, as well as how to keep your beats interesting. And I'll also show you guys how to kind of create like breakdowns within your beats as well. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so right here I have the loop that I created in the last video. Right here, I just selected some drum sounds that I like, and these are all from my drum kit Graffiti, and it's just a very versatile kit that you can use for really any types of beats, but it's got a lot of really good sounds for R&B beats. And when it comes to sound selection for R&B beats, realer sounding drums are really good. With modern R&B type beats, you can kind of put in a little bit of trap drums as well. I usually like to start with a snare, and since this is under 100 BPM, this is typically where I would just place my snare. When it comes to selecting a snare, I prefer using like kind of crunchy sounds with like a lot of reverb or realer sounding drums. You can also go in and replace it with a perk and it'll sound pretty good as well. And I'll typically just play with these knobs as I'm kind of leveling the different drum sounds and whatnot. And for your hi-hat, you can keep it really simple. So I'm just gonna fill every 2 steps first. If you're lazy and you don't feel like you want to add any rolls, one of the things I like to do is maybe I'll go and grab every other one of these and just drag these down like this. Another thing you can do, playing with the velocities as well, go and do something like this, like bring this one down right here and take this third one down a little bit, but a little bit less, and drop this one down here. The last one is just a little bit too low, maybe something more like this. If you want to get more like trappy R&B, my favorite one is 1/3 steps. I think that one has the most bounce. You can just go in here and add a couple of rolls. Some good spots typically are right after the snare plays. So in this case, like right over here. And I would play with the velocities for these as well. Highlight these, drag them down or something like this. And then just repeat that throughout. And then you just want a slight change up towards the end. That's going to make it so your beat isn't like overly redundant. For this one, I think I want to just keep it really simple though. So I'm going to go back to that first thing I just showed you. And that'll be fine. This is just a tutorial. I'm not making a hit right now. So next thing you can do is you can add some perks or just other cool sounds. So my kit has a lot of really solid perks that I made specifically for R&B mixed in here. And some good spots to like put your perks are like, oh, that's open hat. That open hat sound nice there though. Alright, so now I guess we're doing open hats too. That's a good spot for your open hat. You can also put your perk there as well. Place you can put your open hats to, or just like an FX or something like that, and this kind of restarts the loop. So now onto the kick. Have a lot of space between your kicks, I would say. Don't be doing kicks like this. That's a little too intense. Drum kit just works perfectly for these beats. If you look here, there's a lot of space. This is following the same pattern over like these first 2 bars, and then towards the end there's a little bit of a change up. If I want it to be a little bit faster, I could put it where that open hat is as well. Uber Eats, what's up?
What?
And if you're going to switch between an 808 and a bass line, one thing that you need to make sure that you do, click on your 808, go right here, just cut by itself first, right here. Then you need to go over to your bass line, And then you want to make sure it's set to the exact same number. What this does is automatically when the 808 is playing and then it switches to the bass, 808 immediately stops playing and vice versa. I'm gonna add an 808. So I just copied over kick notes and I'm just gonna put them all, these bass notes right here. Something like that would be fine. Next cool thing that you can do for R&B beats, and this will really bring like a different vibe to it, you can either add like textures or just outdoor sound. When you do this though, you probably want to turn it down pretty low. So let's give it a listen. Alright, so I was not feeling the birds, so I got the Subway sound. Not Subway like the food place, but like a Subway. I hope my hat's straight right now. Sometimes I'll put these headphones on and my hat will just be like this, and then I'll be editing the video and I'll be like, oh, fuck. Alright, so now on to the mixing, and then we'll get into the arrangement in a second. Almost always center my kick and my 808. So I'll usually start by just going one by one on the sounds and just leveling them. So right here, I'm listening. It sounds good. I usually like it between like 12 and 15. And then earlier on, I always go and cut out the low ends. In this case, I end up cutting out some of the highs as well for this sound. Just a little bit louder. And I'll kind of listen through and be like, okay, where am I going to place this stuff later on? Like, I think this sounds better when just this is playing. So that's what I'll probably do. Doesn't sound bad like this though. Let's play at the bass line. Sometimes I'll center the bass line. I think it's fine being pushed out though. So that sounds good. Those sit nice together. Kick and the 808 are the last part of the beat 100% of the time for me, along with like the bass line and stuff like that. But the bass line I kind of tuck under the melody a little bit more. And you kind of want your snare to be a little louder, as it's really setting the rhythm. It's the most constant part of your beat. It's in the exact same spot everywhere. Usually push out the hi-hats a little bit. Basically what you do is you grab this pink noise right here, and this is some sauce. Put this on your mixer, turn all of your sounds off, and then you're gonna pull up each sound just so you can barely hear it over this pink noise. Right there. And then all you do once you're done with that, select all of your sounds and just slowly like pull them up. And then it should sound good. This obviously doesn't because I didn't do them all. Then typically what I'll do on the master channel, usually just a soft clipper. Then I'll go in and add a compressor. So I use this SSL compressor, but you can use Fruity compressor as well. I turn the attack up and then I turn the release all the way down. Usually set the ratio to about 2. And I'll set this analog setting on here, and then I'll just listen. makeup, it's like 4 right here, so turn this up a little bit. We're almost there, guys. Hopefully you guys are learning a lot. I'm gonna show you guys some sauce here though as well. And then for a modern R&B beat, you don't want too long of like an intro. So we want to make it super simple. We could go in and do something like this. Just a little intro and the background noise right here. Then maybe just drops to just this other sound. And then maybe we would take out maybe these 2 drums, and then the second half of the hook, the drums come in. So let's give that a listen. Just so there's some change. And then do like a cool post-chorus. Got some of these drums as well. Just like a verse. Double up on that. Add a little bit more drums right there. Pull this back right here. And leave this right here. And now I'm going to show you how to do like a little breakdown. This is really how you kind of like sauce things up, and then people, when they listen to it, they're like, oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Grab a couple of sounds, like these are cool. Grab some sounds that you didn't use a lot in the beat, like this arcade sound would be perfect. And so I'm actually going to do that right here. It's kind of like this intro right at the beginning. You can add a little pause. Listen to this right here. Or I can take it a step further and just do this. Ooh, that sounds nice. Yep. Bring a sound back in. Maybe start bringing the drums in. Pause this right here. And then, boom, you got a cool breakdown. Don't even have to use all these drums. If you like the sounds I used in this video, guys, definitely go on my website and check them out. They're all sounds that I personally use. I've got nothing but awesome feedback for them, and I really think they could help improve your beats. But thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you soon. Peace.